Virginia Tech Hokies. So they had a lot of hype going into 2024. They brought back basically the entirety of their roster from the 2023 season, but they once again disappointed under Brent Pry with a 6-7 record overall. The Hokies have now never been in the top 25 ever in a season under Brent Pry during his 3 years there. They haven't had 3 seasons where they haven't been in the top 25 since 1990 to 1992. Pressure like it is mounting on Tony Elliott, it's mounting on Brent Pry right now too. They need to take the next step in 2025. They did a pretty solid job in the transfer portal, bringing in some solid players, but they will need their passing game to take a step forward in order to avoid being a mediocre team in the ACC once again. Dalton, this defense, though, especially off the edge, they lost some great pass rushers, yes, to the NFL, but they brought in some really good ones, too.
Yeah, it feels like they have this tradition at Virginia Tech of having a really good pass rush. We saw it last year with Antoine Powell-Ryland and Aeneas Peebles. I think the headliner here is Ben Bell, coming in from Texas State, playing only a few games last year and then intentionally taking his red shirt that he still had in his back pocket to transfer to a bigger program like this. So I think you talk about Ben Bell and this pass rush and the 4-man rush that this team can bring. I think that's really the most dangerous part of this team. It was last year. I think when you watch Virginia Tech, you go, they get pressure, right? They're going to do it once again with Ben Bell and this defensive line this year. That's going to be a big key. It's a team by design. You don't want to fall behind. They want to run the football. They've got a dynamic pass rush. Do not fall behind Virginia Tech, especially late in games. You'll still have problems with them.
Yeah, this passing game I have a little bit of worries about right now. They're 108th in EPA per pass last year. Kyron Jones is back at quarterback, but he had a 73.2 passing grade last year, is outside the top 50 in college football. Virginia Tech also lost their top 4 receivers from last year too. So I'm a little worried about that passing game right now, even though I love Terrion Stewart coming in at running back. Tell me more about Kyron Jones, though, Don. What should you know about him?
There's a lot to know about Kyron Jones because he is as high and low as any quarterback in the country. First of all, he's got tools. He's 235 pounds. He can really run. He's really hard to tackle, especially when they get the option game going with him. And he's got an absolute bazooka of an arm. I'd say a top 10 arm strength in the country. There are moments with Kyron Jones where you go, oh, there's just not many guys that can do with what he does, right? I think sometimes it's similar to me watching tape of Taylon Green down at Arkansas and when he was at Boise as well, where he's big, he's fast, he's got a cannon, he can run, he can do all – it all looks the part. And then he gets out there, especially in drop-back situations, and it's just not quite there. Play-action passing, spectacular. 90 play-action grade last year, 7th in the country. Here's the problem. The last 2 years, 55 non-play action passing grade. Over the last 2 years, 7th worst in the country. So you hate to say system quarterback, but that's kind of how it is. He's going to run the ball. He's going to do really well in the option game and the design game because he's so hard to tackle. He can chuck the deep ball. Even deep crossers in the intermediate range, he's really good at throwing those, right? But it's just a matter of consistent accuracy. I look at him so much in the same way I look at, say, an Avery Johnson, too, at Kansas State. When they're ahead and the run game's rolling and they're within their scheme and within their identity, Kyron Jones is pretty good. When they're not and they're behind and they're down 10 with 8 minutes to go and I need to drop back and throw the football, I don't have a ton of faith that he's going to be able to get it done because his footwork's erratic, the accuracy's erratic. It's always fastball when it comes to him. He's got a rifle, but he's only got one speed. So there's a lot to like about Kyron Jones, especially with his physical tools and his ability to run the ball, but there's not a consistent enough effort production in the drop-back game to go, okay, yeah, I believe he can lead us in a 2-minute drill.
Yeah.
It's the same way I feel about Avery Johnson at K-State.
Yeah, just a roller coaster tape from Kyron Jones. One guy who's pretty consistent, though, is his new guard protecting him in Tomas Remak, who joins Virginia Tech after a really good redshirt junior year at West Virginia. 78.6 PFF grade last year, was 5th among all guards in the Power 4, one of only 6 guards in the Power 4 who had 75-plus grades as both a pass blocker and as a run blocker. He was the 3rd most valuable guard in the Power 4 last year, according to our wins above average metric. He's a top 10 interior offensive lineman for me going into next season, but he will probably be playing right tackle for Virginia Tech this year after playing left guard for his entire career. So it'll be interesting to watch his transition to playing right tackle from left guard, but regardless, he's a great offensive lineman they got in the portal.
Yeah, I think the position switch will be fun to watch, but I do love the fit. Going from West Virginia, another very run-heavy team with a lot of diverse schemes, to this Virginia Tech offense. I do think, if they feel like he's good enough at tackle, and especially he can pass protect out there, no issue with that at all. I think he's a great fit considering where he came from, right down the road in West Virginia, to this team. It's the right guy to spotlight, because they're still gonna, and they've got Terrion Stewart in the backfield coming in from Bowling Green. He's an interesting player. They're still gonna want to run the football more often than not in this offense. Remock's gonna be a good part of that.
I wanted to spotlight Stewart too, because he is one of the most efficient tackle breakers we've seen in recent years at PFF. His numbers are insane. So I wanted to get him in, but Remock was one of my top 10 interior offensive linemen. I had to get him in here, but Stewart could be a fun player. After losing Bashal Tootin, yes, he's a great player, but Stewart could be a great running back in the offense.
You got to strap up when you're playing Drones and Stewart in this backfield. You're gonna be having to hit pretty hard for the entire 60 minutes.
So a great running back transferring in from the Group of 5 level, a great guard transferring in too from West Virginia, and also Dalton, a amazing pass rusher coming in from Texas State.
Ben Bell in from Texas State, a little brother of Levi Bell, who was in the NFL for a bit. He's undersized and he does not care. He's a stand-up outside linebacker who over the last 2 years has a 30% pass rush win rate. That's just ridiculous. If you're in the low to mid 20s, you're an elite player. This guy's at 30, 22.4% pressure rate, 93.8 pass rush grade. I mean, just ridiculous pass rush production, even at the Sun Belt level. And look, he's undersized, but he's got an arsenal. He's got burst off the edge. We can talk about length and height and all that stuff later with the NFL draft, but as a college pass rusher, Virginia Tech's getting an elite guy. I don't care where he did it at. They are getting a monster off the edge in Ben Bell.
So his 30% pass rush win rate over the last 2 years, nobody else in the country was even at 27%. And then you mentioned the pressure rate and the pass rush grade. The only 2 players who are above him in those metrics, Laiatu Latu, James Pierce Jr., 2 first-round picks. Now, Ben Bell won't be a first-round pick, I don't think, is a lack of length, and also coming up from the Group of 5 level too, but he is an awesome pass rusher at the Texas State.
Throw a name out there. Maybe this is the ceiling name, but, I mean, why not? Why couldn't he be like a Josiah Stewart type?
Yeah, it could be.
Like Coastal to Michigan, ended up a third-round pick, probably a situational pass rusher in the NFL. That could be the type of guy you're talking about.
I could definitely see that. All right, their win total, Dalton, is set at 6.5 right now. Will Virginia Tech take a step forward this year in what is a huge year 4 for Brent Pry, or will they be kind of the same in 2025?
Boy, their first 2 games. What is it, 6.5?
6.5.
Their first 2 games are a whole lot of fun. They get to go down to Atlanta and play South Carolina, neutral field. They're going to get revenge on Vandy. Vandy beat him last year. They're going to get revenge on Vanderbilt. That was, I remember at the time, that was like a massive upset. It was like everybody had Virginia Tech as the ACC dark horse, and Vandy comes in there and beats them. That was crazy. I mean, 1, 2, 3. If I want to say 4.
I'm going under. I want to say over. I'm going to go under. I think 6-6 is what they're going to do again. They need drones, and they need to find some new receivers too. That's really the X factor.
Jalen Lane is gone.
The top 4 receivers are gone.
Bashal Tootin's gone. I know we like Stewart, but Bashal Tootin added a home run element. Let's see. I see like 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 games I like them in.
I'm going under. I think 6-6 again.
Yeah, you're killing me. The lack of weapons is tough.
Yeah.
The road schedule is not bad at all, really. And it always feels like they're right on the brink, too, in all these games.
I know.
Oh, you're killing me. Wow.
I'm going under.
You're killing
Which
me.
might not be the best for Brent Pry's future at that program, but I just think 6-6 is probably going to do again.
I don't know. I'm in between on this. I'm going to squeak them over at 7-5.
All right.
They're one of those teams in the middle. There's going to be coin flip games played. We're going to see. I mean, they probably have a range anywhere from 4-8 to 8-4, and none of it would shock me at all. But I maybe not 4-8. That might be harsh. But I'll squeak them over at 7-5. That's going to be tight.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for watching another episode of the PFF College Football Show. Please make sure you guys subscribe to the channel.
Also, subscribe to PFF Plus at subscribe.pff.com for all of the same data and grades that we use in our show, plus fantasy tools, betting tools, and our mock draft simulator.